We have with us on the phone line Mr. Anil Mittal, CMD of KRBL, who's joining us on the phone line from Delhi. Mr. Mittal, thank you so much for speaking with us at NDTV Profit. We wanted to speak to you about what the pricing situation domestically is for basmati rice makers like you. What we are picking up from reports is that the government's paddy procurement for the Kharif season is up 30% in the same period a year ago, and in all likelihood they will surpass the procurement target they had set for themselves. Can you tell us what kind of impact you are foreseeing because of this?
See, the market, actually, if you look at the paddy prices this year, the paddy prices historically opened quite low as compared to last year at around 30,000 rupees a ton. This year, the paddy prices opened around 16,000 rupees a ton, but presently they are rolling between 22 to 25,000 rupees a ton. And looking at the paddy prices, the domestic rice prices have also improved. Initially, the rice prices were ranging about 36,000 rupees a ton, but now it is rolling between 60,000, 65,000 rupees a ton. That is what the market has improved because of the raw material prices. But as far as blending is concerned, definitely because it's a 2-year-old aged rice, which has been sold in the market, the price of that rice is around 100 rupees a kilo, which is 10,000 rupees a ton, 100,000 rupees a ton. So that is always in blending segment, and because it's a 2-year-old rice, so it gets a premium in the market.
Right. Mr. Mittal, this time the government had agreed to a marginal increase in MSP. Is the reason why the procurement higher because the pricing is lower and the volumes are higher?
No, actually it is this year the procurement has been up till now around 139.24 lakh tons compared to 115.68 lakh tons, which is around 2.4 million ton more than the last year. There is no doubt, which will definitely help the government in a big way, because overall crop of the India is going to be lesser by 3 million ton, 2.5 to 3 million ton compared to last year. So I think so higher the procurement, better it would be for the government, because government has to feed the whole Indian population with debacle what has happened in Tamil Nadu. So the supplies of rice would be required more by the government. So it is a positive sign that they are able to procure more paddy.
But this is definitely a positive sign for a rice company like yours, because on one hand output has fallen, on the second hand government procurement is higher. So where do you see domestic rice prices going, and especially basmati rice price?
See, it all depends upon, there is still 20 days left, 25 days left till 31st December. The new crop is going to arrive in the market. So we have to see what would be our average procurement price of the rice, depending upon the average procurement price plus how is good the demand for exports. If Iran, Iraq, Middle East remains a good buyer, definitely the prices will remain at a higher end. If the export demand is comparatively less, then the prices are remain to be subdued.
But the likelihood of export demand picking up is good, because I think Iran has lifted the quotas. So is there optimism that exports will be better?
No, export should be better, and Iran is one of the factors, no doubt about it. But it is too early to say anything. I think so. Everything would be clear by first week of January, middle of January, that what would be the position in exports. Till now, the things are not still that much clear, because it is not only Iran. For example, last year about 1 million ton was purchased by Saudi Arabia. This year, Saudis have not come so far. So we have to evaluate the all parts of the Middle East, that what is their demand.
Okay, but let's assume that export growth is reasonable, not very, very strong, but reasonable. So where does that take domestic pricing? What are the current prices of basmati grade rice? And next 6 months from now, what is the range we're talking about?
See, one thing is quite sure that we will have at least the price range would be 20-25% lower over the previous year. This year, the price are going to remain lower by 20% over last year.
Pricing is going to be lower over last year?
Yeah, last year would be lower in pricing because the raw material prices are lower by 30-40%.
All right. And because of this lower pricing, do you think demand is going to really look up? Because, what we are seeing as a trend, that branded rice is something which is just 2% of the total rice purchases in our country. But it is steadily increasing. More people are assured by branded products of the quality. Do you think that on the longer term basis, irrespective of pricing trends, the prospects of branded rice in our country are good?
Definitely, they will remain good. They will remain good. Because let me tell you that today also the difference in the international market between a branded and a private label, there is a difference in price of about more than 8 to 10%.
Right. Because of the fall in output this year, could there be some support coming in for prices? You said, prices are likely to be 20 to 25% lower because of the fall in raw material prices. But if crop has, because of the monsoon, if a crop is lower, is there an expectation or a possibility that prices could, not be as low as 20-25%?
No, because I think so 75% crop has already arrived in the market and it has been seen in last 40-45 days that the prices are 25-30% lower over last year. Now only 20 days are left. I believe if we take an average, definitely the prices will be of the raw material, if we compare to last year, will remain 20%, 25% definitely lower over last year. It is now all dependent upon the demand. Yes, I do agree. Iran has opened up. Already about 350,000 worth of contracts have been signed. Europe has already purchased 100,000 tons. Saudi has already purchased about 80-90,000 tons. But the major demand is yet to come, which we feel will come by first week of January. If that demand comes, then there will definitely be a big bonanza for the exporting community. Otherwise, normally what you earn is 5-10%. That will come in a normal way. But if a good demand comes, then there could be a good profits. The top line, the bottom line can increase.
Right. What do you think you will do by way of volumes this year? And what are your forecasts of profitability for this year?
See, we have been always telling our investors that this year definitely our volume would increase, should increase by minimum 20% over last year. And profits will also increase by about 7-8%, 10% over last year.
All right, Mr. Mittal, thank you so much for speaking with us at NDTV Profit and talking to us about the trends in pricing in the rice market. Though the procurement has moved up by the government for paddy, the pricing is still lower. Mr. Mittal saying that rice price is still low by 20-25% compared to last year because of the fact that raw material prices are lower.